Hello everyone and welcome. We are queued up for the first swing of Nighthold. As soon as that pops, we will jump in for sure. But first swing of Nighthold is up in LFR. I actually don't know the item level of it. Let's take a look. $855s, not bad. I mean, it'll have to Titan Forge or something like that for us to get it. But this is not bad at all. But welcome everybody. Doing Nighthold today, LFR, and then we'll probably jump into a normal Nighthold, see how far we get in a normal run. We won't be doing Heroic Emerald Nightmare unless there's no Nighthold groups, but we'll do LFR Nighthold, normal Nighthold. Alright, here's some LFR Nighthold trash. Has anyone here already done their LFR for the week? Or has anyone actually hopped into Mythic Trash? Just because you can get like 9/10s from that trash, the BOE Trash Epics. I was doing a little bit of that yesterday, but I didn't get anything before I got locked out, unfortunately. We'll just drag him over so we can cleave him down. Well, welcome everybody. This is LFR that just opened up yesterday. After this, we'll hop into a normal Nighthold run. See how far we get with a normal group on first attempts. I hope you guys jumped in here last week to do your World Quest boss, which is sitting right here. So I think they already did Scorpiron. Pretty sure this is on the way to Chronomatic. So we might have to jump into another group, do Scorpiron LFR. Just so we can get another Essence of Titan. Although I already upgraded my legendary, I need another one. The bracers would be fantastic. Although if I get another one, it won't need to be upgraded. I need to upgrade my arms gloves. So this group did do Scorpiron already, which is not a big deal. We'll jump into this, Chronomatic and Trilliax. And then we'll jump back in to try to do a Scorpiron. So again, with this boss, he kind of like messes with time and starts handing out debuffs faster or slower. If you're going slow, the tanks need to taunt off at 8 or 9 stacks of the debuff. If you're going normal, 5 or 6, and if you're going fast, 3 to 4. Besides that, DPS the ads and interrupt the boss. And actually, if you want to completely cheese it, just don't interrupt the boss and just start burning him down when he does that. What's up, Glocks? Have you already done your Nighthold for the week? We'll full clear this room before you pull the boss, just because you need to run around for those ads. There's also no meteor in LFR version, so nobody's going to need to run out and run away from everyone. That was a close call with the boss. Again, everybody, welcome to the stream. We're going to be doing LFR Nighthold and then jumping into a normal Nighthold right after this. Seeing exactly how far we get. Just trying to get our tier set at this point. Getting some upgrades. Normal Nighthold isn't too bad either. If you haven't tried it and you need some help, check out my guides. If not, just jump in here. It's really fun. I actually am enjoying this raid a lot. I like the fact that everything seems larger than life. Alright. I'm assuming we're just going to run in and pull. Yep, got it. That's the other tank. I'll let him take it for a little bit. 5 or 6 stacks. Taunt off. Hey Warblade, how you doing today? So again, that's 1 stack of the debuff. We are going normal time, so I'm going to wait for about 5 or 6 before I taunt off. We should have an ad come up before then, though. Avoid those. So here we go. We have an ad coming up. I'm going to taunt off and run over here so we can cleave them all together. Here come the orbs emanating from the middle. Dodge those. Alright, I'm going to move the boss a little bit. It's a little chaotic in there. Hopefully someone can grab the interrupt. He's not casting yet, but I do see it right there. It's not necessary. Again, we can just burn him down while he's casting, like this. You skip other mechanics, like having a taunt off. So, you know, you can, in LFR, you can definitely cheese it. And actually, in normal mode, you can do the same. So here we go. Time's going slow. I'm going to have to wait for about 8 or 9 stacks. I'll wait for 8, taunt off. My stacks already fell off. Hey Warblade, I definitely think the best way to get AP is to do Mythic +2s. Just try to 3 chest every single Mythic +2 that you possibly can. Let's hop over here. So definitely running into carry groups or something like that, or doing your own carry groups. At this point, if you have a certain amount of gear, oh man, if you have a certain amount of gear, you can just run into a Mythic +2 and get your own 3 chests, guaranteed. So I definitely recommend doing that. Also, if you haven't finished the Suramar questline, now that we have a ton of bonus percentage with artifact knowledge, doing the Suramar questline, if you don't mind doing PvP and you haven't already done PvP, leveling up with PvP gives you a ton of artifact power too. So you have a few different choices. But definitely Mythic Pluses are going to be the best bang for your buck. But if you're bored of Mythic Pluses, hop into PvP. I like LFRs because stuff can still get Titan Forged and it's super easy, super cheese. There was somebody in the guild last week that did LFR TOV and got an 890. So you can still get stuff that Titan Forges and War Forges super high. You don't have to think that LFR is not going to give you any upgrades. Also, with stuff like TOV and LFR, you have the transmog thing that can drop. That dropped for me last week here on the stream. And then like this, Nighthold gives you essences. If you haven't upgraded your legendaries yet, LFR for essences. Super easy to do. Like you saw with that boss right there, not a lot of thought went into it. We just ran in, started hitting it, and I got a piece to upgrade my legendaries. But yeah, if your goal is just AP and you don't mind doing the same thing over and over, Mythic Pluses. Just find anywhere from a +2 to a +4 and 3 chest it. What is that? Inscription. That's kind of cool. Alright, I forget what the difference between normal and LFR is. It's probably something to do with the cakes or the robots. We'll find out. Any legendary that drops from now on drops as a 940, so you no longer need to upgrade it. The upgrades are only for older legendaries that you had. So yeah, if you get lucky enough to get a legendary nowadays, you'll get it 940. No need to upgrade it. Oh, jeez. I've only gotten 2 legendaries on my warrior, unfortunately. I already upgraded my main spec one. I need to upgrade my off spec. Once I'm done with that, no more essence farming. Nice job getting the gloves. Those are the best ones. Yeah, I want the bracers, definitely. If not, honestly, the way Pride's has been buffed, I wouldn't mind a Pride's either. That would be really cool. I don't even know if we have the other tank right now. Nobody's gonna split damage with me here. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's a different tank. Last tank was a demon hunter. Here we have a warrior. I'm assuming, oh, it's a paladin. And here, DPS, don't stand in front. You don't want to do that. All right, there's a taunt off. Perfect. Two stacks taunt off. Nobody stands in front of the boss. When you get those puddles, you know, try to keep it to one side. But I know when you're running pugs, it's a little difficult to keep it to one side. Here we have some slices of cake. I'll eat one. I'll soak one up for the group. Alright, he has 2. Let's taunt this guy. Face him away from the group. Alright. So, if you hug him, this isn't too bad to dodge. When I put up my guide, everybody was dropping this nether stuff right in the middle, so it was very difficult to dodge. But if you're right in the middle, nobody dropped this goo, this arcane stuff in the middle, you'll be fine. Nobody's really eating the cakes. Okay, I'm gonna move them away. I don't really want too many people standing near the middle. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, we had cakes up. Yeah, not enough people soaked up the cakes. Here, let's soak up the slashes. Again, we'll let him get 2. And if you are pulsing, let's see if anyone's pulsing here. I don't see anyone pulsing. But you can go up to the scrubbers and disrupt their mana gain, because once they go to full mana, they will explode. So again, right after this boss, we're gonna hop in again and actually do Scorpiron, because this group had completed Scorpiron. The reason why we're doing this LFR stuff is for some essences and hopefully some Titan Forge gear. But definitely essences to upgrade our legendaries. Alright, I'm gonna run out now. It was right after the slash. Oh. Let's run into him. Nope. The seepage doesn't hurt too bad in LFR, but normally if you're running normal, you should, you know, not be dropping the stuff right there, right in the middle, so everybody can dodge this. If you're running heroic, It's a lot more crucial. So the other tank has aggro. Let's see where he goes. We want to stack for the Arcano Slash. Alright. One shot the last two bosses. That was very quick, actually. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer for brand new content, but that was really quick. Hopefully he moves a little bit. Alright. A little bit more. There we go. Alright, we need to jump back in for that Scorpiron. We didn't get anything besides the essences, which is perfectly fine. And let's jump back in. Try to get Scorpiron. Thank you guys for joining though. Right after this LFR, we are going to jump into a normal Nighthold. See how well that goes. Need to get a repair. I was looking at some old school PvP gear. I finally hit level 50 in my PvP talents. Barely prestiging. And Dragon Charge is actually really fun. I don't know if you guys have ran with it. Alright, 1 minute of wait time. We should jump in there pretty soon. Actually, let's go back to Dalaran. There it is. We'll accept the queue as soon as this load screen is over, which they're not taking too long right now. All right. Scorpion should be easier than Trilliax, so we should be fine. There we go. There was another tank here. We were waiting for a healer, so we'll see if we got them. Yeah, we should be fine to be able to pull everything. Yeah, prop PvP isn't as amazing as it was, but is Fury really good for PvP? I have arms as my other spec, but I've been PvPing as Fury lately. But arms PvP is actually really good. It's not amazing. I think it could use some help, but it's pretty solid. With Fury, you get that debuff that you actually take more damage. I would assume that would be enough to eliminate Fury off the table. And actually, truth be told, I haven't even gotten my Fury artifact in Legion yet. I haven't been crazy about Fury in a while. I used to really like single-minded Fury. That's gone. Okay, I'm gonna need to try Fury then. Yeah, Fury. I'm telling you, last time I really tried Fury and really enjoyed it was probably Burning Crusade. With single-minded Fury, I really enjoyed 2 one-handers. The how fast the attack speed was on that was really fun. Look at all this trash. It's like we're trash farming. I really enjoyed DKs back in the day. Yeah, I had as a DK, I had a 69 DK Twink, and that was extremely fun for me. What's up, Glocks? Welcome to the stream. So I'm going to assume my main tank is Scorpiron. If the other tank takes aggro, then I'll just be on ad duty. Oh, actually, he's going to take aggro. Alright, so I'll just be on ad duty. So again, I'll just hide back here. Hopefully people move up a little bit, or else we're going to get some decent sized aggro back there. Dodge the focus blast. Yeah, we're going to get some aggro for sure. Oh, that's not a person. That's not a people. So there we have some ads that did jump in. More ads. Many dots. Jeez, this is sloppy. We're just clearing the room of ads every time. Alright, there's a shockwave. Everybody got knocked back. Perfect. It's like doing a mythic here. Just trash everywhere. No, it's kind of like running a heroic with Glocks here on the stream. He runs heroics with like 2 pulls max. There's a focus blast, gotta dodge that. Yeah, it's for experience. For all the 101 twinks in here. My first attempt with normal Scorpiron, I was in Discord and I was like explaining it to the people in the PUG, and I was like, alright, the other tank, I'm like, hey, when the ads come out, just tank them, that's it. He saw the ads come out all over the edges of the room and just started aggroing everything. He aggroed the whole room. It was intense. Needless to say, our first pull was a wipe. Jeez. Yeah, so this is not how you normally do this boss. You don't normally want to keep pulling all of the trash in the corners. You want to stay within this decorative circle on the ground, right here. Everybody needs to stay in there, or else they're going to pull all these ads that are on the edges of the room you see here. Those should only get pulled by the boss. He actually does a call. But since we're so close to this edge of the circle here, look at all this. And there's a lot of DPS standing over here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Shockwave. Hide behind the crystal. If you don't, that will happen to you. You'll get knocked back, and you'll pull a lot of ads. And in normal or heroic mode, too many ads and you're dead. And the thing is, it's not even like, oh hey, I cleared all the ads, I don't have to worry about them for a while. No, they run back in. This room fills up in a matter of seconds. Just being on ad duty. Yeah, with that focus blast, you see he should be turning around to the group. He turns around to where someone's standing, but there's people standing right in front of him. I wonder how many people are taking the Arcano slash. Scrub move. Alright. He's almost down in this mad scientist method. Dodge that. I didn't. Perfect. It looked like old school shoulders. Yeah. Okay. Let's try to find a normal group now. See how that goes. So that LFR took, what, less than half an hour? Got 3 essences. Not bad at all. Let's find a normal group that needs a tank. That group's almost done forming. Alright, we found a group. Let's start running over there right now. I don't think I need to repair now. No, we're good. I have the helmet, my tier helmet. That's my call to fame from last week. I need to get that two set now. Unfortunately, I can't get gloves because of my legendaries, but any other piece. What's up, Glocks? You were having trouble loading the stream? I was talking about you too. But we just completed LFR Nighthold. We're running into this normal group here. We are at 126. I'm assuming we're going to do 249. 249 is pretty standard at this point. And the easy way to get to the raid, come over here to Suramar and take your portal. That portal will take you straight there. The tier bonus for Prot is really good. The only problem I have with it is the fact that it's shield block, and in fights like Star, it's lackluster. But in the large majority of fights, I really like it. I mean, when you're talking about crit blocking, that's huge. Crit blocking is 60% of damage mitigated. Honestly, out of 10, I would say maybe an 8, 7 or an 8. Very solid. It fits with our playstyle very well. It's going to help us do mythic pluses a lot faster. Yeah, Glocks, I was talking about you. I mentioned how when you run heroics, you only do about 2 pulls for the whole heroic. Yeah, Salty, I wish our tier had something to do with other than blocking. I wish it would help us mitigate some other kind of damage besides just things that are blocked. And that's not even all physical, you know, because you can have range. But this is gonna make us some monsters at mythic pluses and stuff like that. Stuff where we can get a lot of trash, a lot of physical damage. Yeah, because when I ran Star, I needed to switch out my trinkets because at that point it was no longer benefiting me. And actually, now that I mentioned trinkets, let's run the statuette. So we're still forming 126. Apparently we're going to start at Titch. I thought it was a fresh run, but that's fine. Titch is actually one of those bosses that it took me a while to get down, but it's all about your deeps. Yeah, Star was an interesting fight for me because if you throw up a shield block, you just wasted rage, you know? So you have to run out of, like when you get the debuff and you're running around, I was just spamming Thunderclap to generate a little bit more rage and spamming Ignore Pain. And then your Spell Reflect 30% damage reduction is very, very useful in that fight. It's a very different type of fight. And my first few times with Star, we kept hitting the Enrage timer as well. There's one boss that a lot of people had a ton of issues with. That was Botanist. I didn't have that much issue with Botanist. I think it was like my second or third attempt to get that guy down. And just as a reminder, I did pug all of Nighthold last week. All of normal Nighthold, I pugged it all. I did. So last week I full cleared it. It took a few times. It wasn't like one pug group and I got all through Nighthold. It was multiple attempts. So let's start summoning people. Hopefully this person's here. Come on. Come on, click it. We have one AFK. So we're gonna run straight into Titch apparently with this group, and that's fine. Just trying to get into normal Nighthold, get some upgrades. Actually, by running Titch, I have a chance of getting my shoulders, which is probably the tier set I really want to get. It would be legs or shoulders, and I think legs, if I'm not mistaken, drop from Gul'dan. Warblade, it's funny you mentioned that. Those two bosses were the bosses that gave me the most trouble. Titch probably took me maybe like 15 attempts or so. But as a tank, there's not much more you can do. You know, it's about the deeps. And Star also took me about 15 attempts. Glocks, I have not done heroic yet. I was trying to jump into heroic groups yesterday, but there really wasn't any for me. And nobody's gonna help me summon. Hopefully, Care Bears. No, but any heroic group I was trying to jump into yesterday, I already had 2 tanks. That sucks. Yeah, I've had a few wipes in this place with different bosses. Spellblade, I had a few really low wipes. Titch and Star also had a few really... Oh, I wiped on Gul'dan at 1% as well. It's... That one hurt. We thought the dots were going to get him. Everybody started screaming out GG. It didn't happen. Alright, I'm getting some help with these summons. This is normal Nighthold, guys. We're going to run in here. Some people are already here. Alright, I think that will be the rest of the people. I think that's it. Alright, summoned everybody. We're at 239. We can probably get away with 239 for a little bit. You don't need crazy heals on the first 3 bosses, actually. Spellblade, you do need some more heals. That guy hurts. Glocks, were you pugging heroic? Actually, we're running Titch. I forgot about that. Were you running heroic on pugs? Good afternoon, Christian. Welcome to the stream. We're running into Titch first with this group. We'll see if we can get him down. There's a world quest here. Huh. Alright. Pulling apparently. So you pugged heroic. Okay. Yeah, I was looking for some yesterday, but couldn't find any groups that needed tanks. Every group that I was looking already had 2 tanks. The first boss that I think people are really having trouble with is Spellblade if they don't handle the phases correctly. But the first three should be pretty straightforward. Hey, I like this. I like this tank. He pulls back. He doesn't just run in there gun ho. Wow, I'm impressed. Maybe I'm too easily impressed. That's good. I like tanks that don't just run in there like a giant meat shield. Alright, let's finish pulling this. Has anyone done any Mythic Pluses this week with teaming, skittish, and I believe the last one is bolstering? Yeah, that'll happen. It's funny how sometimes you just get these toxic groups that are demanding all these things, and it's, you know, not really gonna happen. Like when I did Gul'dan, we spent maybe like 3 hours wiping together and learning and getting better, and it was actually great. I like that. Yeah, I've done 7 and 8s this week, I want to say. Let's look. Yeah, I've done 8s and 7s, and they're okay. It's not too bad. Even though Warriors got our damage nerf, skittish isn't a huge issue. I did lose aggro a few times with a Fury Warrior that was just way too gun-ho. I didn't even have the mob positioned yet, and he was going full force with skittish, but it wasn't too bad. Hand of the Protector and Light of the Protector. Christian, is that a? I'm assuming that's a Paladin tank question. Maybe Galax can help out with that. Galax, do you have any idea? And we're just gonna full clear this room. I like to pull these Shadow Blades all the way to the edge, just because they do that wave that really hurts. I've had some people just get slapped around by that, but it's up to every tank. Yeah, maybe Galax can help out with that. I know he's a main pally tank. Hopefully we one-shot this in this group. Week 2. Maybe everybody got their tier sets already. DPS increases coming up. Let's get that spell reflect, and then get him to run over here. Alright. The trash in this place isn't too terrible and not too easy either. I do like the trash. If you're not paying attention, you can definitely wipe on trash. But we did do LFR Nighthold for those of you just joining, and we're doing normal Nighthold now. This group is starting with Tichondrius. Let's get that interrupted. Face the spell blades away from the group. Thank you, Glocks, for helping out. We're almost done clearing this room as well. And then we'll get some attempts on Titch. Yeah, Max, we're starting with Titch in a PUG. Well, we did our LFR already. I wanted to join a new group, but there wasn't that many groups that needed tanks right now. I've noticed that in Legion, the demand for tanks isn't as high as other expansions. A lot of tanks out there. Let's not stand in that gaze. We can pull back into the hallway. Nope. Just going gun-ho. Hopefully we get Titch down. I mean, Titch would be amazing. And we can use our extra roll, try to get those shoulders. I would love some tier shoulders. Alright. Let's get a food buff. And get attempt number 1 in. Hopefully it's not too sloppy. Yep, I would love some tier shoulders. Replace these guys. Alright, look, I won't be upset if Titch drops tier shoulders or legendary bracers. That's it, you know, I'm not asking for too much. We're getting the markers down. So again, left is plagued, right is clean people. X right here is where you kill all the ads. After the illusion phases, you're going to get more and more ads. So while the ones that automatically stick to you as a tank, they won't de-aggro and you should just take them here. The other ones don't automatically have aggro on you, so as a tank you got to pick them up. They spawn in this corner, and right on this platform. So you got to be careful with that. Bring the bloods over here, and if you already are after an illusionary phase, start looking at the corners of the room. Pick them up. Things are good, Warblade. We got LFR down. We're now at normal Titch. We joined a group, and they're straight up going into normal Titch, so we decided to join in. Hopefully we can get some tier shoulders. They do have a Discord, so let me see. Let's jump into this Discord too. Alright, we're in this Discord with them. Nobody's really saying much, but let's make sure we know exactly what's going on. Although for tanks, it's pretty straightforward. Also in Pugs, remember to whisper your tanks. Me and the other tank just communicated to make sure we know who's going to take first aggro. You don't want to fight for aggro. It's, you know, it's a team effort, and it's a lot better if everybody just knows exactly what they're doing. So since he's getting first aggro, there is absolutely no need for me to try to out aggro him. So I'll just build up some rage in the meantime. We're waiting on one person to run over here. Once he's here, we're gonna get our first pull in. Hopefully we one-shot it, but honestly I'm not expecting a full one-shot in the first pull. But if we get close, that'd be great. It does, Max, just because I believe first aggro has to deal with a little bit less of the adds that happen after the illusionary phase, but I could be wrong. I think it's the rotation works itself out that way, but I'm fine with that. Alright, last monk is getting here. So again, with Titch, we have Plagued on the left, adds here, clean people on the right, and then when we get additional adds, they're going to spawn from these corners, but that only happens after the illusionary phase. And we can actually skip that too. Pug Titch one shot, I sure hope so. Glocks, you did that in normal mode? I haven't seen anyone try it on normal. I know when LFR is going to come out, the vampiric aura goes from 400% to 100, so in LFR you can just stay there, cleave them to death. But I haven't seen anyone do that in normal. I know we had one attempt where we were going to try it, but everybody agreed to not have them stack. We'll see how good the DPS is. On trash, ooh, we have some rough numbers here on trash. Yeah, 160k. I hope this is a healer. So that's a shock. That's a healer. So our DPS isn't at all crazy. It's not a good sign for Titch, is it? The non-blood adds do not get the aura, so you can actually tank those on Titch, and I've done that before. I believe Lust should be popped after second illusion, but I don't know what this group has worked out. They just asked about Lust, but somebody, the monk that was running over here got lost. That's a great sign. Yeah, I like the fights that get really, really intense towards the end. Thrasher, have you done Botanist? Botanist gets crazy at the end. I'm enjoying that. Okay, so you just have to cleave the bloods on them. Alright, we're getting our first pull going. I am not going to be the first aggro, so I'm going to give him a 2 or 3 second head start. Get a charge going, build up some rage. Get a second charge going. Alright, he should be tanking a little further back, but I'll move him back. Alright, there we go. And there was a swarm. I only saw it casting on one area, which is great. Alright, perfect positioning. Got it. I am running Indomitable. There's the taunt off, perfect. I am running Indomitable just because it's a lot easier with all this magic damage that goes out to have a bigger health pool. Alright, our DPS doesn't seem too bad. Those adds are clearing up pretty quickly. Hopefully we're good. So again, as soon as he gets the debuff, taunts off. There it is. Yeah, and first tank doesn't have to deal with Bloods on top of the Shadow Bolt phase, Echoes phase. There's the ads, there's the taunt off, heroic leap. Echoes coming up. Alright. It's not going too bad. We'll see. After the illusionary phase, there it is, illusionary. Everybody's got to stack up. Depends on how many gargoyles you get down, really. Let's hope we get a lot. A lot. Terrific. It'll be great. So as a tank, I don't really want to pick these globes up. There's a lot of them. They should be getting picked up by our deeps. We have a few people in rage. Actually, most of the raid is in rage. That's good. I see most of the people have the debuff. So that's a good sign. Hopefully our deeps can carry through. We did pop Lush right now. You see the drums are up. There are the other ads. You guys can see the nameplates, spell guards. He's got to pick those up and DPS them down as well. So Deeps needs to be on it. And I do see a lot of Deeps still on Titch. So it's going to be rough. Ooh, the Bloods are running back in. That's not good. He's going to taunt off. Yep. This group already fell behind. So since those Bloods are up and they're on the boss, they're just going to heal up right now. There's not going to be people on it. Nobody paying attention at the boss. 4 Bloods. It makes sense. Alright, we did get them down. Perfect. It was sloppy, but it went down. We do have a lot of people with the plague, too. I think more than normal. Alright. There's a swarm. Yep, the other tank is plagued now. That's not good. It's never good. There was a taunt off. Titch is like clockwork, but you can easily fall behind. Yeah, too many people have the plague. Not enough people can switch out here. Let's go over here where the majority of the deeps is. Yeah, with that many people to have the plague, it's hard for them to DPS the ads. But we're gonna drop the plague right now. Go into the illusion phase. Get as many of these down as possible. Save your AoEs and cleaves for these guys. The Bloods are second priority. Well, if you have short DPS cooldowns, that was a good amount. There's a plague being handed out. Actually, we have everybody enraged. So get the taunt off soon. There's the taunt off. He needs to pick up an Inquisitor this time as well. And there's the Inquisitor spawned right in the middle on the balcony. That is #1 DPS priority. Yeah, and these guys can be tanked on the boss. Not a big deal. Oh, actually, he taunted off again. So he got the other debuff. He taunted off before that debuff went out. So if you taunt off too soon, you're going to have the same tank having to run over there. I mean, it makes it easier on me. I have to run less. And he has additional spell guards. Hopefully he picks them all up just fine. This is when you just have to send your kids off to school and you're like, I hope I raised them right, you know? So I'm gonna get a demo shot off on him just so he can... Oh, there's the taunt off. With that demo shout, he won't be getting hit too hard by those additional adds. I'm looking out for additional adds. I don't think I'm going to be getting them right now. So we're falling behind a little bit on the Bloods, but we should be okay. I don't know if we're going to hit the... There was my other victory 4 seconds ago. I don't know if we're going to hit the Enrage timer. I think so. But this is a very solid attempt. We're dealing with the mechanics very well. We could deal with Plague a little bit better, and we could be doing a little bit more deeps. But it's oh, nope. Never mind. Scratch that. Blood's back on the boss. There's the Enrage. So 28%. DPS is definitely low for that much. I wasn't able to read that, Max. I would have just yelled at everybody. Yeah, that was definitely the Enrage timer on Titch. I mean, if we look at that, he melee hit me for 2 mil. 2.9 mil, and I blocked I blocked 6. Yeah. Let's get our repairs going. We're gonna try a few more attempts with this group. If we can't do this, we can... I'm gonna look for a fresh Nighthold group if we can't do Titch with this group. Just because Scorpiron, Chronomatic, and Trilliax should be easy money, easy loot. Alright, here we go. We have the PUG starting. We're linking damage charts, DPS charts. People are getting angry. And Warblade, if you tank the adds on Tichondrius, Tichondrius is not the one that heals. He gives a vampiric aura, and the adds get healed. At least as far as I know, Tichondrius doesn't get healed. It's just the adds that get healed up. And the adds actually give the tank a debuff that makes him take a ton more damage. So we did get some people that left. Let me see. We lost 1 good DPS, 1 bad DPS, and we should be okay. We're gonna try 1 or 2 more attempts with this group before we call it quits on Titch. I want those shoulders. That sucks, Max. What if you... So I was mentioning this to Warblade earlier. What if you get your DPS to log on and do like guild battlegrounds? Just because our artifact knowledge is so high, all of the artifact power items that you're getting from PvP are going to be crazy good. No, the big ads don't get the buff. I've seen the big ads die next to Titch many, many times. But Max, what if you try that? Just jumping in. Vomit PvP. I was doing some PvP earlier. It's not that bad, especially if you guys are running it as a group. And the healer in you should be a really good pocket healer. So we did kick out some. You guys can hear the Discord going on back here. We kicked out some lower deeps. Glocks, what did they say in their strat videos? Oh no, I got really bored of grinding Maw. And I didn't even grind it that much, Max. I as much as this is the unpopular vote, I enjoy HOV for some odd reason. So Mythic Pluses, I can't do too much Maw. The two Mythics that I avoid, like the Devil, are Arcway and Court of Stars. I do not like those. Everything else I can handle. Neltharian's Lair, and Maw and HOV are definitely my top two. Okay. So you tank the boss right here at the head, and when you get the additional adds, they just run into the boss and cleave him down? I know, Max. I know. I know you think of me as a lesser being now for enjoying HOV and Neltharian's Lair. But Maw, I don't know, Maw doesn't do it for me. Okay, so if you tank the boss here, and the additional adds run into the boss, and it makes it easier. Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. Unfortunately, I'm not leading this group, so I can't really... I'm pretty sure they just want to get another attempt in. Right, William. The traditional has been tank titch where he stands, take the ads here, but Glocks is proposing a little bit different of a... I can see that working, because the additional ads spawn here, they'll run straight into the tanks. No need to really... And the additional ads don't get the Vampiric Aura too. Right, it requires a little bit less movement, and since those additional ads do not get Vampiric Aura, they can be cleaved. I can definitely see that being a thing. It's good strat, Glocks. At that point, do you just get range to go on the Bloods when you have the additional ads? And range is the only one dealing with them? No, it makes sense, Glocks. Less movement if you're cleaving some of the ads here. Of course, you can't cleave the Bloods, but the other guys you can. Well, Warblade, the only thing that changes between normal and heroic, besides all your damage getting bumped up, is that people get a runic brand underneath them that's kind of like a bomb, and that only happens on clean side. So there's no other real big mechanics going out besides something else that the clean people need to deal with. So I don't see why it wouldn't work in heroic. It's basically the same fight, but your clean side people are dealing with one more thing. Hey, poll on Twitch coming up soon. We had one person that still needed a summon. That's a good strat. After this attempt, if we don't get Titch down, to be honest, we'll start a fresh Nighthold and try to down the first 3 bosses. It should be a lot easier. Later, William. Thank you for joining. Alright, we got some mage food too. Perfect. Glocks, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to come from the top people. Absolutely, it sounds like a really good strat though. So again, we'll let the other tank get first aggro. He is still here. Perfect. So we'll let him get first aggro. No need to fight for it. Also, somebody in guild chat just said, if you're stockpiling AP right now for when they release more traits in 7.2, that AP is not going to work. So any AP you have stockpiled before 7.2 cannot be used on the new traits that are going to drop in 7.2. Just so you guys are also aware. Alright, pull incoming. Again, we were not going to fight for aggro. There was absolutely no need to. Charge in. Thunderclap. Charge in. That's enough rage. That's enough time. Just keep building up that rage for when you get the taunt. And there we go. So that was a taunt off. Because of the rage buildup, I had 2 full ignore pain. Perfect. Those ads died faster this time. That's good. The taunt off. Perfect. Alright, the ads are dying faster. So I'm glad to see that. Again, get the taunt off ready. I feel so bad for monks. They can't transmog weapons because they just don't get to use weapons in their abilities. It just eliminates something else. You just have idle weapons. It sucks. I was looking at some transmog stuff before the live stream, and I still don't know why we can't transmog fist weapons into one-handers, or vice versa. Like, instead of a one-hander, it'd be cool if I could equip a fist weapon. Alright, let's handle this illusionary phase. Let's get these guys down. Alright, that's the large majority of the raid enraged. We have 3 people missing. I also have aggro, which is fine by me. Means we should be getting some additional ads right now. Alright, where's the taunt? There it is. Alright, run back in. Well, I understand the attack animations if my class wasn't able to use it, but there exists one-hander animations for fist weapons for warriors, because warriors can equip fist weapons. So like the animations are in place. I can throw on a level 30 fist weapon and go around doing all my spells just fine. So like if my class can equip fist weapons, I don't see why I can't mod to them. We have additional ads. It's fine, I'll take this guy here. So again, yeah, these spell guards do not get buffed with the vampiric aura, but they do need to go down. So hopefully I get the taunt off right now. Alright, perfect. Echoes phase. Build up a little bit of rage while you're behind here. Keep thunderclapping. Here we have the second illusionary knight. Hopefully this goes just as well as the first one did. The thing that happens a lot is people start getting very complacent. Like the run's going really well and subsequent phases start going worse and worse and more sloppily. People transfer less or swap less and stuff like that. So hopefully people know that this fight gets a little bit harder as time goes on. So we have, again, we're missing 3 enrages just like last time. It's fine. And we got a bloodlust going now. Taunt off as soon as the blood hits him. He's got the additional ads over there. We're dealing with them a lot better. Last time we had a few times where we had all these ads over here. Perfect. He took the rest of them over there. They can get cleaved down. Not getting a whole lot of help over here, but we should be. So I'm going to take these here until he gets the debuff. And then I'll take them with me. So I'm taking these with me. I did get the plague there. Wanted to move out of that. I pop shield wall. We're just gonna keep this going. Hopefully I get a taunt off. There's a taunt off. People can just stay on the boss. 9%. Oh no, these guys should just stay on the boss. Oh god, we already used our cooldowns. No! 5%. We have a lot of people that went down right there. There's the enrage. He's gonna go around slapping people in the face. Not enough people alive. 3% wipe. We're gonna stick with this group one more time. I know we said we'd leave, but this is way too close to just leave on this. 2%. Not bad for a second attempt in a PUG. Titch took me a lot longer to clear the first time around. That was a very good attempt. I'm sorry, Warblade, there was mic issues? I know sometimes when there's something outside the window, I can get some mic issues. Is it better now? That was really close though. 3%. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes this music, since it's so synthesized, can... Is it... It's not too loud, is it? And Warblade, you can't bank the artifact power items to 7.2. It's not going to work that way, apparently. Alright, so we're going to do our haste food again. I did it on the first attempt. I skipped that last attempt. But with a 3% wipe, we got to get him down this time. Oh, okay. And somebody just got their Eye of Gul'dan right now. Yeah, unfortunately we can't stockpile our AP. Yep. Yep, I haven't gotten my 54 yet. Still gotta grind those out. I've been doing a lot more Mythic Pluses than I normally do this week. Also got the new transmog going. I realized that the TOV set goes really well with tier 8 here. So this is all the TOV set that you get from doing the quest with tier 8 up top. Oh, you're a lot closer than I am, Warblade. Yep, 40. Alright, we're gonna get this other attempt in. We got it this time. 3% wipe? That was way too close. This isn't LFR, Max. This is normal. Salt, you don't get any of these. The essences, you don't get them from Mythic Plus. You get them from the chest at the end of the week from running Mythic Pluses. And you get 15 every week from doing a Mythic Plus. But at the end of the run, you don't actually get any. You do. We did do LFR earlier, and you do get the essences from the LFR bosses too. We're gonna pull this boss back a little bit, also. Alright, there we go. We do get the ads up. Got the swarm going out. I only saw it go out on this side. Perfect. There it is. Taunt off. Perfect. There's the echoes. Alright, we have the taunt off, swarm going at again. The ads, oh man, we don't have all the DPS swap into them, so they're living a little bit longer. I hope it's nothing terrible about this attempt. We didn't get too many people that left from last attempt. 3% wipe will get people to stay. Yeah, not everybody's swapping. I see a lot of deeps over there. Which actually could help us out since we did wipe on 3%. As long as we can still handle the ads accordingly. There's the night phase. As a tank, your job is to clump up these ads as much as you can. Sometimes you'll have a healer or a range sitting way off in the edge. You want to taunt. The more clumped up they are, the better it is for everybody. The more you can get down. We are missing 3 buffs again. Actually, 5 buffs. Oof. There was another debuff. But yeah, we're missing 5 buffs this time. There's a taunt off. He's gonna get some additional ads now because we did the first illusionary. He's bringing the ads here, which is perfectly fine. In fact, I think that's better. Also, if you're ever caught out in the Echoes phase as a tank, you can pop your magic mitigation ability. Spell Reflect, anti-magic shell, whatever it is you have. Minimizes that damage by a lot. I did do a heroic throw on one of the ants, but the other tank taunted off, so perfect. I thought maybe he wasn't going to get to it on time. Oh, those ads went down super quick. We don't even have the enrage anymore. Or the pseudo lust. Let's get that taunt off. Filthy horde scum. Oh, you do your season's Warblade on Diablo? I started this season and I haven't logged back in again. I was trying to do every season as well, but I haven't logged in this season on Diablo. So again, illusionary phase. I use my thrown weapon, try to get some aggro on these guys, clump them up. Get your revenge spam going. We got most enrages. We're missing 3 people with enrages. It's not bad. Yeah, that definitely helps a lot too, as opposed to last attempt. Although the monk is from the last attempt, I think the DK or Demon Hunter is from brand new this attempt. Alright, the other ads are on the boss. That's fine. We can deal with these guys here. I was gonna say something, but I don't want to ruin it. It's looking better though. I'm gonna take these guys over again. Pop some cooldowns. Alright, those guys went down together. Oh, we have one spell guard that the other guy taunted off. That's fine. Did we even get a hero? We did get a hero. As soon as these bloods die, I can run back in. Actually, we have an echoes. Oh, I went down with that burning soul. That guy stayed up way too long.
He's berserked.
And that's the enrage. Yeah, somebody said it on Discord. We're getting really close. The first attempt was very sloppy with this group, but we are getting very close. And I guess we're booting people. And Max, yeah, we did score Pyron on LFR earlier, and well, people didn't really know where to stand too, so we were getting ads all over the place. It felt super sloppy, but we got them down. It wasn't even an issue. Those ads don't really hurt that bad in LFR. This guy stayed mounted up this whole time. Gotta repair. Oh no, Max, we did score Pyron like an hour ago. Score Pyron was a while back. Actually, some people have been saying that it's been having some issues today, so maybe YouTube Gaming is having some issues. Yeah, we've been doing Titch for about half an hour now. We are kicking out everybody that's less than 350k DPS, so hopefully we'll be doing good after this. So we'll get the boss down this attempt. We're getting so damn close. And we did get the Lust in the middle of a illusionary dream, I think, so that wasn't very good. Yeah, we can mount up right here. Somebody did that in one of the first Nighthold pugs I was in. Is that what we need, Max? We need a shock it in from BC to come back. I used to want to make a shock it in back in the day. I don't know if you remember in AQ there was this trinket that would drop a meteor down, and there was this guy who made a PvP video where he was a shock it and he had that shard of meteor, something like that. He made a shock it in PvP video and it looked amazing. I mean, looking back at that video, it was so cheesy, and the fact that he was using a DPS trinket on the Shakadin, but it made it look really good. Yeah, we're just reforming, getting some more people in here. I mean, we're wiping twice on Titch, once on 3, once on 5%. You know, we're getting real close. And yeah, Warblade, I played back in the day of Shakadins. In fact, I made a Shakadin. You used to have that one spell it was a spell on like a 1-minute cooldown that would make your next holy shock or your next holy spell crit for sure. So you can pop that, pop holy shock, hit someone in the face. Did some good mythic pluses. Alright, if we don't get, oh, we just need 1 healer and 1 deeps. But alright, if we can't get Titch down this attempt, that's it. We're gonna go join a brand new group. This will be the last wipe. Also, have you guys upgraded your legendaries and picked up the brand new quest to upgrade your legendaries? I already got up to 940 on this guy. And that's all the legendaries I have for Prot, unfortunately. The other legendary I have is the arms DPS one, which I'm still working on upgrading. I wish I could get those healing bracers though. What's up, 8 Hooves? And yeah, I've noticed that there's been, I think, 3 or 4 people now that jumped on the stream that keep saying they have to reload it. Max, how many legendaries do you have? I only have the 2. And there are people out there that have like 5 or 6. I'm not a fan of the legendary system in this expansion, to be honest. It's way too RNG based, and I feel like it's giving legendaries less value. Maybe it's just the old me talking, because back in Vanilla and Burning Crusade and Wrath of Lich King, legendaries were hard to get. Yeah, definitely transmog runs. I've been doing a few transmog runs myself lately too. Yeah, I haven't worked as hard as some people have for the legendaries I've gotten, but it took me a long time to get one. And I was a little bit salty. The first one I got, man, it was the DPS one. I was trying out DPS for the week. Yeah, Warblade, I remember those days. Yeah, I think legendaries are a little... It's just, you know, the fact that it's just based on RNG and you can loot it off of a Blingtron or... I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. I've seen people get legendaries from heroic bosses. Hooves! Yep, Max, I remember that. I remember I was leveling a druid at one point. I think we're almost done here. Yeah, we need one more healer. I was leveling up a druid at one point, and all I did was Arathi Basin for the AB marks, and I bought the epic bracers from AB for that druid, and I was so stoked. I started farming, I think the bracers were like level 51 or something, and I started farming way before that to get my AB marks for that exact moment. I was like, I need those braces as soon as I hit that level. Yeah, the PvP gear was definitely fun back in the day. It was a little too grindy though. And the fact that you could only grind 1 BG, you know, like if you want Warsong gear, you have to grind Warsong. and you had to go to the world entrance. I'm glad they changed certain things of it. In fact, let's see. Do I still have... I didn't play vanilla for too long, but... No, I don't have it on this character. I used to have the private rank. Alright. We're going deeps heavy. 2-4-12. Do we have a lock? Oh no, they booted the lock. Invite a lock. Alright, so we've already gotten 3 attempts in on Titch. The first one was very sloppy, very bad, 20-something%. Second attempt was a 3% wipe. Third attempt was a 5% wipe. So we're going deeps heavy now in order to finish this off. You know, the tanks aren't dying due to damage, we're dying due to Zerk. So we should be fine going a little deeps heavy. Yeah, they booted the lock. I mean, Jeff, I was in a group earlier that used the lock for summons and then booted them after, so at least these people aren't doing that, you know? At least it's not that shitty. Hey Andrew, welcome to the stream, and yeah, leveling a warrior has been fun. You know, you should try doing a lot of your quests and stuff like that. If you're level 110, level up using prot, and world quests are so easy. World quests are going to be really, really easy. Although arms is really fun too. I haven't tried Fury and Legion, so I still need to try that. So we're just waiting for these people to run in, and we can get some pulls going. We should be fine this time. We're going so deeps heavy here. This is a random pug. We already did our LFR Nighthold. This is regular Nighthold. I really want to get my shoulders here. There it is. We got a full 20 people. Okay, Andrew. Yeah, I leveled up as prot, and it was very fun. I'm very glad I leveled up as prot. It was like, hey, go kill 10 of those people over there. You could pull all 10 in one pull and not have to bat an eye. There was at no point was I like, oh man, I'm gonna wipe on this guy. Well, the hidden skin for Fury is attached to the world bosses, so you need to get on that. You need to start doing your world bosses every week. I actually haven't done the world boss this week. I don't know what the world boss was. Nope, not Draenor. Let's not go back there. Oh, the world boss is in here, or is that just in... They really want people to walk into Nighthold. No, there's a world boss. Okay. They really want people to walk into Nighthold. They've been putting world quests here. You need to get that prot skin? Yeah. I cheesed and got my prot skin in the first 48 hours you were allowed to re-log in and spam that. Andrew, regardless of what spec you're going, you want shield block up as much as possible.
I heard you say called out or
There's,
something, but I wasn't.
you guys can hear the Discord. There was people going AFK. Yeah, you want shield block up as much as possible, unless you're doing a fight that's complete magic. Like if you're fighting a caster, then there is absolutely no need to throw a shield block.
I mean, he seems to know his shit, and I think I know mine. So
There used to be a macro, Jeff. I'm not sure if there still is. It was like, let me see if I still have it. Nope, I don't have it anymore. All these old macros. Oh, this was my macro to check if I had 102.4% avoidance back in Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, no, I don't have that macro anymore. But yeah, Andrew, the only time you don't use shield block is when you're fighting a pure caster. But if you're fighting somebody who's hitting you with melee, regardless of dev or indomitable, always use shield block. 60% block of physical damage is way too good to give up. Yeah, got some old macros here. I used to do a lot of PvP on this guy too. So I have this is my charge macro, and it has this cancel aura bladestorm on it, just because of old when I used to PvP. As soon as bladestorm came out, you needed a way of canceling it. Sometimes it was just used to break snares. I know that's the case too. My talents right now, those are honor talents. My talents right now are right here on the screen. Sometimes I run Avatar, sometimes I run Renewed Fury. If I'm running Mythics, I run Best Served Cold. This is really good for Mythics. In Raids, not so much. In Raids, this edges out a little bit. If I'm running something like Il'gynoth, where you only have one attempt to kind of really down the boss, Avatar is a little bit better. It's more focused. I did all of Nighthold last week. I did it with Inspiring Presence. I picked up Impending Victory right now just to see, you know, if I need any spot heals. Devastator, there's too much magic damage going out in Nighthold, to be fair, for Devastator. Vengeance, I think, is a very good talent point, and Heavy Repercussions for that shield block uptime. Jeff, I did a whole video on Devastator versus Indom, but I really like Devastator if your content is on farm. Like, if I don't need the extra 1 to 1.5 mil HP pool, then I'm going to be running Devastator. Since we're pushing endgame content here, you know, this just came out. Yeah, since we're doing endgame content and this just came up, giving my healers a few more seconds to react by giving myself an extra 1,000,000 HP is gonna be a lot better. But I did do a breakdown where I kind of went over exactly what it does in Mythics and 5-mans. Yeah, if you're doing new stuff, Indomitable is gonna edge out. And then for fights like Star, Indomitable is gonna be better because you just want, it's all magic damage in that fight. So the more magic damage, you want that. I believe everybody's here now. 20 people, everybody's in this room. The last few people, and somebody pulled something. Oh, somebody ran up this side of the stairs. Alright. Warblade, I did run Inspiring Presence last week for this. I didn't see it do a huge difference for me, but that's completely viable. It definitely helped out last week when it was the first time doing bosses, because a lot of people went in blind. I hope that's not the case anymore. I hope people now know what they're doing a little bit more. Alright, let's run them back here. I've kept dagger on them. They should be running to me. There we go. Alright, perfect. Some people did go down to that. Oh, we have more people. Oh, jeez. Did they pull a whole room? Alright, alright. We are gonna get the pull on Titch now, though. Now that everybody's here, we got some dead people, we'll res them, but everybody did run here. I believe, actually, Jeff, I believe it was a druid, but could have been. Actually, no. We have no rogues. 0 rogues. We did have a few rogues before. Let's do this current fight so we can see the meters. Yeah, the spell blades are gonna one-shot people. They do like that wave in front of them, and yeah, those guys will kill people. Alright, come on. Let's get this done. Let's just look at these for inspiration. I need these. So you guys can probably hear Discord a little bit in the background there. We're just going over all the strategy. No, the druid apparently did not slash though. Most people clear the right hand side to run up the ditch, and this group cleared the left. I'm gonna assume that he ran over to the right, pulled. Max, yeah, there's a movement going on with people believing that. And Carlson, or Jeff, yeah, the 2-piece is crazy. 20%, it gives us basically 20% mastery. So with a 2-piece, you know, everybody got their secondary stats nerfed, so getting that mastery or that haste is a lot harder. But with the 2-piece, it gives you 20% mastery while your shield block is up. It's very, very good. Yeah, 2-piece gives you 20% increased chance to crit block when shield block is up. So effectively, I mean, it doesn't work out exactly like 20% mastery because it doesn't include regular blocking, but it's crazy good. Unfortunately, not gonna help me with fights like Star, but you know, those are fringe cases. Made you? I don't understand. Oh, someone in the Discord was spamming. Alright. Boss is going down this time. I know it. I feel it. Gonna get them shoulders. Boy! Come on, everybody was ready. Apparently the guy on Discord was playing porn over Discord. That's not distracting at all. Again, we're gonna let this tank take aggro, so let's build up some rage. Charge, thunderclap, charge. That's enough time for him to build up enough threat. There's a taunt off. Full ignore pains because we built up our rage. Moved him back a little bit more. There's a blood, there's a taunt off. Alright, run back in. And taunt off again. Illusionary coming up after those ads die. Well, not necessarily, but hopefully. Hopefully they die before. Illusionary should be coming up. Just extra deeps. Alright. So after this echoes, we should have Illusionary. Hey Sebastian, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the community. I'm glad my videos have helped you out. Alright, everybody's got to stack up for this phase. And welcome to the live stream, by the way. Every Wednesday at around, I started streaming about 2 hours ago. So you can catch me every Wednesday. We have full enrages except for 2 people. At least as far as I can tell. Again, after the illusionary phase, we're going to have additional ads. So get the taunt off. He's going to have 2 ads come up. There they are. There's one of them. There's the other. Since we are a lot more deeps heavy, I'm hoping we do good. Although I think one person left the raid group. Again, you can definitely tank those spell blades on the boss. They do not get a vampiric aura, as long as people know to focus them as well. Alright. Let's avoid that damage. These guys should go down during this Echoes phase just fine. I think some DPS is staying out. Let's keep DPSing. Every single point of damage matters. So there are the ads back there. They're going down pretty damn quick. I like this. I like this. I like it a lot. Alright. And yeah, Warblade, only the Bloods get Vampiric Aura. Oh, the taunt off. Oh, the taunt off! I don't know why the taunt off didn't happen. And now everybody's plagued. That's very, very messy. We are going to have the illusion phase soon though, so that's good. There's the illusion phase. Plague will wear off. Alright. And we are going to get the Lust. I don't know if you guys heard that. Lust is right after second illusionary phase, which is when you're running down the clock. Just cleave everything, get as much cleave damage as you can off, pick up your orbs. You guys heard that call out. There's the Bloods. Move Titch a little bit more. Alright, so we're gonna get a lot more additional ads. We do need to take those down. You can't ignore these. Depending on how low Titch is, you can start ignoring some of these ads, but not those. Those guys need to go down. Alright. Gotta get these two. He's not low enough. We're gonna take these guys over to Titch. We can. I don't know if we want to stay on the boss at this point. We got a few of the bloods up. As soon as I get the taunt off, I'm gonna run away. I believe I'm gonna go down here, yeah, but the boss should be really low. Yeah, we got this. We have the Enrage. After this, I'm gonna taunt over here, kite him a little bit. There it is. Come on, come on, we got this, right? Oh God. 0.1. Please dots. Please dots. There it is. That is sloppy as hell. But we got it down. Hey James. This PUG group just got Titch down. Very, very sloppily, but we got it. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's going really well. At least we got him down. Hopefully my shoulders are in there. If they're not, I'm gonna use that extra roll. Oh man, yeah, that was definitely luck there. All right, let's run back. There was no healers there. Let's run back before our bonus loot timer goes away. Yeah, that was literally one person left. It was a hunter, and I believe he only lived through the enrage because he popped that turtle immunity. All right, so if this group goes to Croesus next, we can stay here. Croesus is easy money. Look at that, somebody already got their set. Oh jeez. That intercept. Come on, shoulders. We got 2 attempts. Nothing. Alright, let's see. Hey, that's not bad. Gain some leech with the socket. I'm liking that. Alright. Yeah, that was real sloppy, but we got him down. Like that. Cool. We'll try out this trinket now.
Botanist.
Oh god, this group wants to do botanist. I hope not. I hope we can do Croesus.
I've already done it.
Oh, come on, botanist is easy.
Actually, James, that's not bad. 10-minute timers. Not bad at all. So they want to do botanist. Let's go ahead and just try a brand new group to do the first 3 bosses. No more wipes. Thank you, Jeff. That actually is nice. I like the fact that it's got that socket in it. So while we... Actually, let's leave that Discord. Alright, so while we look for a group, while we get accepted, let's socket our brand new trinket. Spellblade actually drops tier as well, I believe. So let's see how that goes. Let's see. So they want to see experience. So let me link this. Alright. So we did get Gul'dan last time. Yeah, and Croesus is easy. I don't know why they wanted to... I don't know why they wanted to do Botanist instead. They're like, yeah, let's ram our heads into the wall again. Actually, let's join this group. The other group didn't have room for a DPS dealer. And let's do this. Alright, let's buy a gem. I want haste. Yeah, I still don't have enough haste. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are at all blacksmiths and you guys have cleared, if you guys have cleared Nighthold, I suggest selling all of your Felcore mounts right now. I sold most of them, and you guys can see this gold for yourselves. It's 700k I've made so far. I'm all out though. I'm all out. So you guys are welcome to be the next wave of people that get that done. All right, that group isn't accepting us. Let's find another one. Sebastian, you should also be prioritizing your haste. Alright, let's jump into this one. So we're gonna jump into this group. This should be a fresh. But Sebastian, the more haste you have, like I'm at 30% haste right now. Ideally, I want 30 to 35%. The more haste you have, the more procs you can get, the higher you can keep up your shield block uptime. Also, heavy repercussions helps out a lot. So you should be having heavy repercussions. This helps with the shield block uptime, along with a lot of haste. Oh jeez, where the hell am I? Along with a lot of haste. So haste, heavy repercussions, and that should help you keep it up. Alright, let's start running over to Nighthold. Actually, we just finished our order hall quest for something in Nighthold. Let's do that. Let's see what the quest is gonna be. I saw that it was available. So I was like, I need to get this done ASAP. And bonus coin, alright. Have to kill Trilliax. Easy peasy. And what do I get? Ooh, Nighthold gear. Perfect. Warblade, we got Titch down. We got him. I can show you exactly what I got from him right now. I got, oh jeez, I got this right here from him. Gonna get some good leech going, heal myself. We're gonna try it out. I'm not convinced of how good this trinket is, but since it has a socket, it's gonna help out a little bit. War, you missed it. I don't, you know. Oh, let me see. War, you missed it. We killed Titch with one person alive. Yeah, that 1 minute CD. Right, yeah, and since they nerfed our secondary stats, primary stats are just that much more important. So we're gonna give it a try. I hope so. I know in trash for sure. Like if you're running Maw on farm till your eyes bleed like Max does it, I'm sure this will help a lot. 4,300 leech. That's what the 101 twinks do, James. I don't know if you've seen that. I've looked into 101 Twinks a little bit more, and they actually buy out all the BOE gear that has a leech in it. They just don't die. It was the sloppiest kill ever, War. Definitely what Max said. Everybody died except for one person, and he just popped immunity to stay alive for the last 0.3%. As long as it's an attempt on me getting my shoulders, I'm fine with that. And then who's the first boss that drops tier here? I think it's Trilliax, right? Yeah, with the back. I wonder what this illusion looks like. I haven't looked into it. You know, something that I really want added to WoW is when you go to the auction house and you're looking at mounts, or when people are linking mounts, or when you look at them here, if you could control click them and equip them, and you get a little dressing room where you're on a mount. Sometimes I don't know how mounts look. A little mount equipped dressing room, that would be really cool. Oh, the nightmare illusion? Is that what you're talking about, Warblade? Drops from Cenarius, I think? Cenarius or Xavius? I don't remember. And actually, Warblade, we did get that live on stream and gave it away to Glox, who was in the stream earlier, so that he could have that illusion. No, you get it on all your tunes, because I've gotten like Sunfire, Executioner, and all of my tunes get it. We do have one lock in the group, so should be enough summons. And the lock's right here. Cool. We can summon the rest of the people inside. If we can get the cloak from Trilly, oh well, I have an 880. But the cloak from Trilliax would be cool just for that 2-set. I just want my 2-set Blizzard. Give me the 2-set. Also, something, if you guys haven't seen in your LFG, there's a lot of people jumping into Mythic Nighthold and clearing trash. If you're really low item level, like if you're 860s or something, jump into those groups, because the trash drops, I think the lowest it drops is 890s. And I've seen, in one run I was in, somebody Titan Forged up to a 925. So if you guys need some gear, or you want to make some money by selling BOE epics, jump into one of the mythic trash farming groups. Max, that's the hope, right? I want to get my 2-set. Even if I would have gotten the cloak from Trilliax and LFR, that bonus is worth it for the item level drop. I got lucky enough to get the helmet, which I forget who this drops off of. Where's my helmet drop? Botanist, maybe? No. There it is. From Elisande. And I like that it's haste mastery. That was perfect. Yeah, the 2 pieces are definitely going to help out a lot. Let's skip that. So we're finishing up the summons, brand new group. Yeah, Croesus is the cheese boss. In this dungeon, I think the easy cheese boss is definitely Croesus. It's just deeps. Soak up the puddles and run out. It's nothing too bad. And Warblade, yeah, I'm running all on one computer. And actually, Warblade, I got this computer custom built about 8 or 9 years ago, so it's a very old computer, and it runs everything just fine. And Max, you got your chess piece. I got this. I want to say this is from Gul'dan, not tier. Yeah, I got that upgrade from Gul'dan. That was nice. And that fight, it took me. I joined a PUG group, jumped straight into Gul'dan, and it was about 4 hours of wiping and progressing into Gul'dan. Getting him into phase 3 first, and then mastering phase 3, but like trying to get to that phase 3 was a big hiccup. But we are in a brand new LFR. I mean, for those that are just joining, we're in a brand new normal Nighthold. We've killed Titch on normal. We also did all of our LFR. I do suggest you guys do LFR because you get your essences in LFR if you guys still need to upgrade your legendaries. It's a very easy passive way of doing it. You also get Trilliax in LFR, which is a chance at part of your tier set, your cloak. So if you guys haven't done LFR, I do suggest you guys do LFR this week. It was very easy. We got it done in the first 30 minutes of the stream, actually. Well, Warblade, it depends on how much RAM you have, really. In order for you to run all these apps, you should be a little more RAM heavy. I'm running 16 gigs on this computer. It originally came with 8, but I upgraded it maybe like a year ago. Eric, I've been streaming for about 2 hours, and I'm probably going to stream for about another hour, an hour and a half. Yeah, War, 16 gigs of RAM. I'm running a 3 GB video card, which let me get the. It's an older model. Let me see. I'm running an i5 X760. So that's a really older graphics card model, but it works just fine for stuff like this. I play Battlefield 1, I play Overwatch, Diablo, I play everything just fine. My Battlefield 1 could run a little bit better, but it plays fine. Yeah, these guys need to run back a little bit faster. It makes me feel like they're just gonna stay over there. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to reload UI. Unless this guy's name really is unknown. You probably don't need 32 gigs of RAM. I mean, if you open up your task manager and look at your RAM consumption, you should see if you really need that much. I mean, even when I'm video editing, sometimes I'll open up WoW again and run WoW. I have Vegas open, Audacity for recording my audio. It's nothing too heavy. I think the video editing is probably what's gonna eat up the most RAM. Although when I'm rendering my videos, I don't touch my computer anymore because that's CPU intense. And then if you're trying to do something on your computer while rendering, you could get a few hiccups. But you should be fine with 16 gigs. It depends on how is your processor a dual core or quad core? Oh god, these guys are going in on this fucking trash. So you guys saw this fire scorpion here that blew up in the corner? That's the scorpion that happens in heroic mode. So if you're running heroic mode, you get that extra fire scorpion. You don't want to DPS him down with the rest of them because he does that big explosion. Did somebody just get Oh, I was gonna say somebody just got a BOE, but no, they just got a shard chaos crystal.
There's a wide, wide heaven beyond everything we knew.
Yeah, you're running a quad core with 16 gigs, you should be fine. I don't stream at something like 4K or something, but I run and stream WoW at 720p. So that's high quality. I'm sure I could probably do 1080. And now I have lag.
Come with me.
But yeah, if you can stream at 1080 probably and get away with it. So for everybody who's just joined, we're in normal Nighthold now. We did do Titch earlier with a PUG group. This is another PUG group, and we're going to do Scorpiron. We're going to run in order. Hopefully we get the first 3 to 4 bosses down relatively quickly. Spellblade should be the boss where you hit the first hiccup. But we should be fine. At least I hope so.
No memory.
I don't know how geared or not geared everybody is in this group.
No memory.
Okay, so I'm just verifying. I'm not the only one getting slight little spikes of lag. Apparently, it's the WoW server. Huh? They really did get a BOE and DE it? Oh, jeez, that's minimum 40 to 50k that they just DE'd into 300 gold. Alright, so as you guys know, for Scorpiron, we're gonna stay inside this circle. Whoever tanks Scorpiron has got to turn him around, face him away from the raid. Another tank is on ad duty. The ads come in slowly, as long as nobody gets hit by the shockwave. So hopefully we get nobody that gets hit by the shockwave and brings in a ton of ads. Cool, so I'm on ad duty. Makes it easier on me. I did do ad duty in the LFR as well. However, if you want to see me tanking it, look at my guides. When I did the Scorpiron guide, I was actually tanking the boss. And I have a whole playlist with every single one. So I've already covered every boss in normal, LFR, and heroic difficulties because we already know what the mechanics are. Cool. So we shouldn't need buff, food, and flask and everything for this first boss, so we'll just go on like this. So we're gonna put this marker for DPS. They wanted it, although they should really avoid it because of the focus blast, but since they want it, it's fine. And the main tank knows what he's doing with the breaking of the tethers. Max, you can definitely jump into LFR. You'll get your essences. So this is the item that the guy DE'd. He picked up an 870 BOE leather that has been selling for 30k, guaranteed, and DE'd it into 300 gold. That's unfortunate. Oh, Max. Oh, you can actually, if you guys raid heroic, you can jump into normal mode. All right, Scorpion pull incoming. So I'm on ad duty. I'm not gonna try to out aggro that tank. Let's build up some rage. Perfect. And now the ads are gonna flow in. Everybody's stacking nice and on the X. Oh, I built up way too much rage there. I don't know if you guys saw that. Dodge the focus blast. Perfect. All right. I'm gonna cool down on my threat generation. He has 6 tethers. He needs to start breaking them. And pick up the ads. DPS him down. He has 12 tethers. He's got to break those up. There it is. Focus blast, dodge that. We're gonna get a shockwave coming soon. Oh, we got that shockwave. I thought DBM was gonna warn me on that. My bad. Alright, we're getting more ads. Let's use this leech trinket, see how that goes out. So again, don't get hit by that focus blast. Alright, all the ads are down. We got new ads. So cleave them down. There's a focus blast, gotta dodge that. Yeah, DBM is definitely not trustworthy for this fight. There's a shockwave. Did anybody get knocked back? We did get one person get knocked back, okay. So we're gonna get more ads over here. So here we go, this is the DPS phase. This is when you want to go ham on the boss. You can even save your lust for one of these. There's a focus blast, dodge that. And we're gonna get ads now. I didn't see that shockwave. Alright, we gotta keep watching out for that. Got the focus blast. There's a lot of people getting hit by the shockwave as well. We're gonna get more ads here. And I don't know why I'm having delay, but there's other people also experiencing the lag. We're probably gonna have shockwave soon, yeah. 95. Let's hide behind here. You get this buff if you're hiding correctly, so make sure you have that buff, Broken Shard. And again, that lag, I don't think it's part of joining this group or their server. Yeah, that's huge lag. We'll try to join another group after this, but we're definitely going to get this boss down. Alright, we have plenty of energy left for before the shockwave. Shockwave is coming soon. Gonna hide. We did get quite a few people get knocked back actually. And again, this lag is a little too much. And DPM is definitely off by at least a couple days. I think it might be the server lag we're experiencing, which I'm not the only one. There's somebody else in this raid that I know, and I did whisper them, and they said that they're experiencing it as well. So it might just be us trying to connect to the other person's group, the raid leader's group. Let's pick up all these ads. Get the leech going. Hey, I like that leech trinket so far. Shockwave soon. There's the shockwave. Let's hide. We did get a few people get knocked out. Oh, that shard messes up my angles. And actually, Max, if this is making you want to raid, I don't think I'm going to be full clearing Nighthold during this live stream, so we can definitely, if you want to heal a normal Nighthold in Pugs with me, that's also something we can do. Let's dodge that blast. Also, we have a shockwave coming out soon-ish. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Haha. That's how you beat Shockwave with Heroic Leap. Alright, we're gonna get these ads over here. Alright, that's this boss. We're gonna find another group, just because it might be the server lag trying to connect to their realm. Although I doubt it, but we'll give it a shot. Alright, and I don't think I really need anything from this guy. Nope. No, nothing really needed here. So unfortunately, as much as I would want to stay with this group, they did alright. We're gonna get out of here. Way too much lag. Oh, Max, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were Alliance. I'm sorry, Max. Max, I thought you were cool. I'm just playing. Yes, Russian Gladiator. Thanks for watching us. Alright. So we're gonna join another group. Let's actually sell all this junk. Yeah, if you guys are ever Horde and want to hop onto something, and you guys let me know. Alright, let's find another Nighthold normal group and keep this train going. Oh, they're looking for tanks at Star. I have a little bit of PTSD when it comes to Star right now, so I'll hold off on that. And there's a lot of people stuck on Titch. Let's see, let's see. Max, and yes I am. Looking for tanks for bot. Ooh, let's give it a shot. I enjoyed the bot fight till that last phase where I was just getting wailed on. And Max, that lag was really bad. I don't think I could have done anything else that was time sensitive. Any more dodging or anything. There's so many Nighthold groups. So many of them. And a lot of them are on Twitch. This one's on Elisande. Let's go ahead and sign up for that too. Anything we haven't done yet. Ooh, they're gonna try Gul'dan. Alright, we're joining the group that's going from Elisande to Gul'dan. That should be fun. I did cheese Gul'dan last time I was there, so we'll see how it goes this time. And yeah, DBM has been off for most of Nighthold, and I've noticed it gets updates like daily. I've been seeing a lot of DBM updates. And Warblade, I was actually Alliance for years. My very first tune when I started playing WoW was Horde, but then I got some friends into WoW. We all went Alliance, and I was Alliance up until this expansion. And actually, if you look in my channel, the first few videos I did, I was still a Night Elf. And then I swapped over. Swapped over to Horde this expansion. Just because in my old realm, it was very difficult to find groups for anything, really. Mythic Pluses were just not around. Everybody ran it. Everybody ran it with all their friends, and at this point in Legion, I only know a few people that play, and they're all playing Horde, so I went ahead and swapped over. And Jeff, I agree with you about the lore, because when we did the Broken Isles thing, I did it as Alliance. I was pissed off at the Horde because they retreated. I was like, how dare they? And then, you know, you go and you look at the cinematic of the other side, and it makes sense. It's not as one-sided, but it was... And actually, that Blizzard did that was actually really cool. I like the fact that Blizzard sparked up our animosity again. Blizzard was like, we want the Alliance and Horde to hate each other. Let's give them different sides of the story. Let's make Alliance say, God damn it, I hate Horde. Like, it was good. I enjoyed that part. The fact that they had two different cinematics. So we're running over to Elisande. She's a DPS race. Alright, and one thing with Elisande is you don't want to start trash pulling without everybody else there. Because it is a gauntlet and you stay in combat. Just wait for people. Right, Blade. And Alliance got a different side of the story. And actually, as Alliance, I couldn't believe it was. I felt even lied to once I looked at the rest of the cinematics. And Jeff, would you say that it's the best just because of how closely it ties with Sylvanas? Because I recently leveled a Horde as well, and the whole following Sylvanas around is actually really cool. I agree with you there. We didn't see his tooth get broken. Yeah, I do like the whole following Sylvanas and listening to that back and forth with her. It was really good. There are a lot of zones too that I definitely like leveling up now, like Thousand Needles. That's completely flooded and it's on a boat. The first time around, it was really cool doing that. It gets a little stale after that, but the first time around was really fun. Alright, let's run up. Don't run in without your group. You start the gauntlet. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus, don't do it. So far we've done normal, Scorpiron, and Tichondrius, which isn't a whole lot. But considering Titch is that difficult for Pugs, that was good. And now we're skipping to Elisande and to Gul'dan. We're just skipping to the hard bosses here. Although we're not going into Star right now. I wiped on Star so many times underneath 10%. It was worse than Titch. And then I think what makes it worse is the fact that in Star I don't get any upgrades. So it's like I don't want this. So we're getting our last summons in. Elisande should be just fine. It's a little bit more of a DPS race. So with Elisande, it's prioritizing the ads first. You have blue ads and pink ads. You should kill the blue ads first. And the main tank and the off tank, one of them should tank Elisande, the other should tank the pink ad. One tank shouldn't take both of them, they hit really hard. When the blue ad dies, he throws a big blue bubble on the ground, which slows down the orbs. And it slows you down if you run into it, so you want to hide behind it when the orbs come out. The pink ad gives you a DPS or a haste buff, so you need to run in that and pick it up. Oh, I can't click. And then we'll see how many Gul'dan attempts we get in. That one's fun. I really enjoy the Gul'dan fight. Alright, and now we're sparkly clean. Or magically clean, not sparkly. Oh, this is always really cool, the fact that mages can make their own little familiars. Alright, I think everybody's here. I don't know what we're waiting on. I checked my Z-Pearl to see if the unit frames are live and animated. If they are, that means they're within range. Yep. Everybody's here. I don't think this group is using a Discord, which is going to be an issue for Gul'dan, but we'll see how close we get them. Who knows? We might have some big DPS here. So I'm asking if we can clear this trash. Everybody is here. full 20 people. What are we running? We're running 2513. Keeps us DPS heavy. Alright, clear your trash. I want to say this is the same group I did Tichondrius with. I think that Demon Hunter tank is the same tank. Huh. I think it is. The name sounds familiar. Yeah, this trash is always just kill this trash. Yeah, if you're running 20 people, it's a good idea to get your 5 healers in. Because before this, you'd be running, 249. You can push 2412, and that's if you know your healers are for sure gonna be doing everything they can. Alright, we're almost done with these guys. And sorry, I have a tendency of doing this while I tank. It keeps me busy doing that. Except when I'm active tanking something this small, but even when I'm on bosses, I have a tendency of sidestepping. And then every now and then I want to get you guys a video out, and then I see that the whole run I did, I was doing this, and it's super annoying for me to try to telegraph things on the ground. So it's like, alright, we gotta go redo that. Let's not spaz out. Oh, somebody just got a BOE epic. This right here. Oh, that's nice. Haste Mastery, 875. I don't know why I used my rage there. Let's build up our rage again for the full. So we are at Elisande for those of you just joining us. We did all of our LFR, we did Scorpiron, we did Tichondrius, and we're skipping straight to Elisande. We left the Scorpiron group because we were getting some lag spikes in there. And now we're not getting any, so I think it was us trying to connect to whatever server they were from. Look at that, people were getting more BOE epics. And here I am getting this. So the other tank did whisper me, he remembers me. He left the group too, so it's just coincidence that me and him ended up in this group together. That's really cool, running into people. So I'm explaining it to him a little bit. Always make sure you're whispering your other tank, because running in blind is gonna cause a lot of missed taunts. So he's gonna take the boss first. Again, there's no need for me to fight aggro with him. I'm gonna be taking the first pink ad. Or actually, it depends on how many stacks he gets. As soon as he gets like 5 stacks, I'll taunt off him. So the two tanks should be tanking pink and boss. Blue ad does not require any tanking, but is the #1 DPS priority. So we're doing a pull 15. Just throw something at the boss. So I'll let the other tank throw something at him wherever he is. There he is. So any of these telegraph things, you always want to move out of them. There's a few that happen throughout the fight, never too many. So we have the first ad up. There's a first pink ad. So he should move Alessandre a little. Alright, so I taunted off Alessandre. Hopefully he taunts off the arcane. I believe he did. So again, hide behind this pink. And here we go. That's all you gotta do. Hide behind the blue, I'm sorry. Slows all the orbs down and you're allowed to dodge it. If you have blink, or disengage or something like that, you can definitely just do that. So I'm gonna bring the boss over here. Run behind and dodge. There was no healers nearby me. So we'll see who. Hopefully the other boss picks this guy up. I don't want them both. Alright, yeah, he picked it up. I do have 7 stacks. So I'm whispering him to taunt. Alright, we switched. So my stacks got a little too high. But we're fine. So again, dodge that on the ground. You always want to make sure you get the debuff from the pink. That is 30% haste. Especially if you're DPS, it means a lot more. One other thing is you should get people to soak up these puddles on the ground. They need to stand in them. So he has 4 stacks of the debuff. Now he has 5. We're going to taunt off. Again, I want to run this guy a little bit closer, just so that we can cleave, and also now when the orbs come out, we can dodge the orbs. So there's the ring coming out. Here are the orbs. Perfect. So when she casts ring, that's exactly when the orbs are going to come out. Again, let's run over to the ad, cleave him down. So he did taunt off me 5 stacks, perfect. Dodge that. There's plenty of people soaking up the puddles, which is great. I'm going to taunt her back. My stacks fell off, so there's no need to let him get way too high with those stacks. Alright, phase 2. So it's a little sloppy. One person died, but, you know, second week out, people are still learning to fight. So I'm going to be tanking the boss right here. People can cleave. Hopefully he picks up the other ad. Yes, he did. Good. Again, blue ad is priority. He pops. Always tank close. So he taunted off me. I'm going to switch and get the ad as well. I'm going to go ahead and taunt off the boss because I don't have the debuff anymore. And we're going to stay right here. We can stand inside the pink. If you're doing heroic, you can't really do this. You have to stand near the pink because the pink bubble does go away in heroic. So here we have a time elemental. Unfortunately, we're going to have... Oh, there's the beams going out too. There, we should dodge that. That's going to hurt. So if we get another ad, we are going to taunt it, but if not, we'll taunt off soon on the boss. He has 1 stack. I'm taunting off. He did pick up the ad. Perfect. So again, dodge these arrows. If you are the one being targeted, try to not hit as many people as you can. So there it is. We're doing a swap. Get your elemental buff. If you do get the debuff of the blue elemental, you can actually, and then these bombs you have to soak them up. If you do get the buff of the blue elemental, you can actually soak up the pink one and it overrides the blue one. We're going to taunt off because I no longer have any debuffs on me. And we are going to hide back here. Now we are getting the beam out here. Let's see. Let's hide. So here we go. I'm going to move away because of this debuff. In normal, you don't really have to worry too much about that debuff in phase 2. It doesn't hurt that bad, but you can most definitely do it. So I'll wait for it here. He has the debuff. Taunt off. Every phase is a little bit different. But you always have to prioritize the blue ads. Except now we're also soaking puddles and soaking bombs. And the debuffs don't stack. Alright, phase 3, perfect. So again, soak, get the blue ads down first. The tank debuff is a little bit different now. Let's drag him over to the cleave. So the other boss did pick up, the other tank did pick up the boss, so we're tanking the elemental now. So I don't know why he's tanking in there. Or he's probably out of there. She's just casting. Yeah. You do want to interrupt that boss mechanic. The pulse. That right there. Where's the elemental? Let's run over there. And we are going to get another elemental soon. Let's move her out of there. Unfortunately, I got the debuff, but since I'm not DPS, it's not too bad. We are getting another elemental. Also, word of advice for the tanks out there: if you leap through this middle part, you actually die. You just get one shot. They're like, nope, no thank you. So I'm gonna taunt off the boss just because the other tank had 2 debuffs on him already. Let's keep this interrupted. I'll just let the cast go on as long as possible. We should get more interrupts now. Perfect. So I do have this debuff. That means I'm gonna explode. So what I'm gonna do is run in faster and explode faster. So I'll run out. I'll just heroic leap away. Here we go. I exploded. The other tank should taunt off, but since it didn't happen, it's not a big deal. In normal mode, it's really not that much damage. In heroic mode, you definitely want to... One person should slow down their debuff, and one person should speed up. Alright, Warblade, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for your support. So we did get another ad. Let's run over here. Make sure the boss gets over here. Disruptor. Alright, got it. Got that last second pummel. We can just focus on Alessandre at this point. We don't need the speed buff. And we got a lot of those explosions. Perfect. And actually, I believe I already have my tier piece from here, right? Yeah, I have the helmet. Any other upgrades? No other upgrade. Actually, this would be an upgrade. Well, arguably. Let's use a roll. Yay! Artifact power. That wasn't too bad though. I thought we were gonna wipe on Alessandre, I'm not gonna lie. But that went well. Up next, Gul'dan. Max, I will. I better get that 2-piece as well. I'm hoping for it. So if you guys haven't seen Gul'dan, here he is. Spoilers. There he is. The myth, the legend, Gul'dan. And if you guys haven't done Gul'dan, and you don't know what's in that crystal yet, I'll leave that for you guys. That's what you do, Jeff. If you beat Gul'dan, you get to kick him in the nads. Have you done it yet, Jeff? Alright, so apparently we have a Demon Hunter off tank, main tank again. And so we're just talking to the other tank, making sure we know who's tanking what, and we should be fine. I expect the first pull to get to phase 2 just fine. Phase 3, hopefully we see phase 3. You guys see the extra action button right down here? That lets me survive one of anything. So we won't be cheesing it as much as I did last time. The tank and I are gonna do some of the mechanics together. So when we get to phase 3, when the tank gets chains, I am gonna taunt off. I know in the kill video that I put up, we weren't doing that because that other Demon Hunter was just on another damn level, and he was breaking chains by himself. No, Jeff. If you look at the Gul'dan strategy video I put out, I think on Friday, that Demon Hunter tank was breaking chains by himself. He was cycling Immolation Aura. He had the legendary Cloak, and that was enough resistance, magic resistance, so for him to just break chains. So Gul'dan would do empowered chains, break, throw everybody aside, and this guy was just leaping out and living. He would take maybe like 50 to 60% of his total health as damage and just get bumped right back up. It was insane. I also put it in the description exactly what he was doing as a Demon Hunter to survive those chain breaks. But let's get some attempts in on Gul'dan. I don't think I need to repair. No, I'm good. Best way to learn Gul'dan is to just do it. So the first thing I do in Gul'dan is I build up my rage before the ads come out. The other tank is going to take the Fel Lord. That means I'm taking the Trapper or Jailer. I forget which of those two words he is. But I'm taking him, tank him right on top of the other ad so that everybody can cleave while prioritizing the Fel Lord. And that's really it. And then we get to phase 2. Alright, let's just run right in. Again, here we don't really... Here's a Liquid Hellfire. In one of my other attempts, what someone was doing was one of the healers was actually running into melee here and just stacking on us so that he could use the bubble. So again, building up my rage. Here's Liquid Hellfire. Let me run in here, soak that up. Cool. This guy doesn't really have threat too much, not a standard threat table, so just DPS him down. He is your #1 priority. So yeah, this Trapper is mine, and the other guy is tanking the Fel Lord. Hopefully he doesn't get hit too hard. Hopefully he knows what he's doing. He said he's done this before, and he really likes this fight. Things are not going down as fast as I wish they would. We have eyes up. Alright, Soul Vortex. This is when I leap away, get the Soul Vortex as far away from everyone as possible. Look at that. No one's really getting pulled in too hard. And there's a Hadouken. Dodge that. Oh, someone went down already. Alright, just so that we can see the phases. Gul'dan, you can see where he's facing when he does that thing. It's not the clearest indication, but here we go. Let's run away from that. Cool, we got a B-Res. And at this point, stack up with the bubble. Between phase 1 and phase 2, stack up, because he's going to knock you back. Just be right here. So yeah, with the tanks, nobody stacks on the tanks. Nobody wants to be with the tanks. And right now what I'm going to do, since I'm not taking first threat, is I'm just going to build up some threat. I mean some rage. So, let me mark him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move now so that people can break his chains. So this is when the taunt-off should happen. Nobody knows the mechanics, I don't think. There's not enough people, or at least the guy that was over there. That's #1 DPS priority. This is when I have to start dodging DPSers. Make sure they don't run into me. And at this point, every 30 rage, you see the other tank run into me and just pop that scythe. Here's the empowered bonds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop my oh shit button and break the bonds myself. So I was able to do that by myself. You can do that once in phase 2. I want everybody to kind of see phase 3. So I'm gonna get that. Alright, so the stacks fell off on him. I'm gonna run into the other tank. I need to mark myself too. Let's throw a diamond on my head. So again, this tank should probably move a little bit, but we should be fine. We have very low DPS. It looks like it. So I'm going to split this damage with somebody else. That scythe was getting super high. You also don't ever want to face the edge of the room. because you will get slapped around. This is empowered liquid fire, I believe, isn't it? It is not. Not yet. Oh, I ran into that a little too soon. Alright, so this other tank decided to taunt off. That's fine. Alright, we're gonna run that. Again, eyes are #1 priority. I'm gonna reset these sights. I'm gonna reset the stacks with whoever the hell this guy is. Oh no, that's a... Alright, perfect. We're gonna run away from this hellfire. Alright, the other tank is picking it up again. He's really only taking... I'm only taunting off on the chains and he's taking it back. That's fine with me. To be completely honest, warrior tanks aren't the best at main tanking Gul'dan. Unfortunately. He reset the stacks. You can wait for 25 to 30 energy to reset those stacks. So you'll see the stacks will fall off soon. There's the stacks, they fell off. Here's empowered bonds. This is when I'll taunt off. Hopefully people want to go break him out. They did. He stacks on me. Ooh, that hurt. Alright, I'm gonna face... Oh. Yeah. So I'm gonna face him towards the inside because I don't want to get knocked off the platform. I've seen that happen on a tank. Alright, so there he goes. He runs into that scythe. So as soon as that lands, I'm gonna move over so that... Actually, positioning is still okay. So there's the empowered fell bonds. What I can do is pop spell reflect and shield wall and break it all by myself. Unfortunately, it gets rid of my shield wall, but it's okay. It's kind of necessary at that point. His energy was getting too high. That empowered eye has #1 priority. Any ads during this fight, you need to get them down. And those empowered eyes do so much raid-wide damage. If you're wiping, it's probably because those aren't being handled. So again, as soon as his buff falls off, he was a little too soon on that one. I'm glad he didn't run in. Here are the empowered bonds. I'm gonna tank Gul'dan over here. Alright, phase 3. In phase 3, we have to tank him near edges. This guy needs to run. He needs to break these bonds that are holding him back. Alright, well, something made him break. Alright, we got to reset on those stacks. The Fellfire has to be dropped in the edge of the room. We should actually be tanking Gul'dan near the edge of the room at this point. But it's fine. It's not the most necessary thing. That Eye of Gul'dan needs to go down immediately. I'll help a little bit with the deeps. If you're being targeted by it, run out. Alright, let's reset the stacks. Alright, as soon as his empowered buff goes away, we'll reset the stacks again. His Storm of the Destroyer is the reason why I want to be on the edges. You do see people in here soaking. If there are no souls, the Black Harvest, you know, it doesn't do any damage, which is exactly what you want. Let me reset these stacks before the soul goes out. So there's a storm. Run away. Don't get caught in this AoE. This is actually going really well. I mean, we might hit the enrage timer. Our deeps is a little low. but it's going really well. I wish we had a little bit more deeps on like eyes and stuff like that, but it's not too bad. Here's the eye again. I'm gonna focus on it. We do need a little bit more deeps on this. Let's go back to Gul'dan. His energy needs to be reset. Oh god, we're getting way too many eyes. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Alright, let's get this again. We don't have a storm buff coming for another 20 seconds. Here we go. Let's reset that. Here's a black harvest. We have no souls in there. People are doing really good jobs. Really good jobs with resetting those. So here we go. Reset these stacks again. Get ready for the storm. It's coming up. There it is. Let's run away. That's a lot of fire. We should be fine here. Shouldn't reach us. And somebody reset the stacks of Gul'dan for me. Perf. Alright. Again, we need to go on those eyes. He's not low enough to be able to just tunnel him, but some people are tunneling him. Those eyes are going to cause a wipe. Yeah, people are not focusing eyes. They're tunneling Gul'dan. And Gul'dan just enraged. Actually, no, he didn't. We're good, we're good, we're good. Let's reset that. Actually, he might have. I want to run away just in case I need to kite Gul'dan on this attempt. He might have enraged. Honestly, it looked like he enraged. If that guy's tanking an enraged Gul'dan, it's impossible. Alright, Storm, run away. We have one soul in there. We should be perfectly fine. Yeah, the Black Harvest shouldn't do that much damage. Oh, and our Demo Shout is down. As soon as there's the Zerk wore off. I mean, not the Zerk, the Frenzy buff. Alright, reset. Oh no! 2% enraged. Come on, we got this 2%, right? Right? People use immunities, use your ice blocks. Oh man. Come on, come on. Keep the deeps going, keep the deeps going. Get your immunities out. Let this be as sloppy as Titch was. There it is! A sloppy ass Gul'dan attempt. Not enough deeps. We didn't beat the rage timer, but we did it. Oh man. We're getting sloppy on today's stream, aren't we? It was the first attempt Gul'dan though. Let's release, run back, get our loot. That was... I'm very glad that happened first attempt. We'll see exactly what we got on this loot. I'm very excited for that. Somebody ran into the wrong area. That's not Gul'dan, my friend. You're running to Star. That was exciting, actually. Get that 1% wipe. That was good. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Ooh, a toy at an 880, and you bet I'm gonna use this bonus roll. Alright, artifact power. That's fine. Oh man. That's actually not much, you know, not much of an upgrade, but it's not bad. I'm liking that. And what is this? That's really cool. Hearthstone card. Let's see what other people got. Ooh, somebody got their tier. Somebody got the trinket. What is this? Somebody got the plate paladin legs. Wow. Alright. Alright, that's going to wrap up today's stream. We're going to leave on a Gul'dan kill. I know we didn't full clear Nighthold, but if you guys need any help with any of the Nighthold stuff, go ahead and check out my channel. I did guides for every single boss already. They've been out since last week. So we did Scorpyron, Tichondrius, Elisande, and Gul'dan. We did our LFR. Thank you guys for joining me. Again, stream next week, same time, 11:30 Pacific. And if you guys like my content, go ahead and subscribe. You guys can comment, leave messages of what you want to see in the channel next. I go ahead and take those suggestions, and that can definitely inspire future videos. But thank you guys for joining me for this. And as always, good luck tanking out there.